Well, when you're at your country, you just sit there and you just listen to the sea dashing against the shore, and then you think, oh, this thing will bring you something, like something telling you in your mind that you, that thing is working in you, and then you go back. You might have a lay down. You think about that thing, then the trees start making noises, It's in your mind all the time. Then you go fall deeper in your sleep. Yeah, you start dreaming the songs up then. I say you might dream about the wind, or maybe you might dream a song about the rain. Spirit people give it to you, you know. They give you the strength of your feet, strengthen your limbs in your body, make you strong. Yeah, old people said to me before. They said if you don't follow the story, the culture, you won't have your dance.
Eh? Yeah, to get into making a humpy. So, it's already in the horseshoe.
We're at the local rec centre here on Mornington Island. We're doing production about Tuatu and his sister Buldagu. How law started with Aboriginal people. He was a big lawman to us. Yeah.
When the rain is about coming, the rain was there making that humpy. He was seeing the rain coming now, and he's gonna make that humpy for himself.
Any idea?
My name is Jacob Boehm. I'm the Artistic Director of Idja Dance Theatre, which is in Melbourne, from where I was born. I'm Melbourne born and bred, but my mob are from Point Pearce and Adelaide Hills, Narunga and Ghana mob of South Australia. And I'm up here on Mornington Island. I've been contracted to direct and choreograph a new work with the Mornington Island Dance group, just to showcase the traditional dance style of the region, and also to put lore and stories on stage for a wider audience, I suppose. The greatest challenge, I suppose, is to be autonomous as an artist, because it's a collaborative work, and it's also my responsibility to honour the people on this island and their culture. It's not my culture that's being put on stage, it's somebody else's. So you have to be respectful and you have to take in everybody's opinion. And that I love to work like that. Collaborative work is great in that I can come up with an idea, but 20 other people can have other ideas, and then you see this thing grow. But then on the flip side of that, it's hard to make art by committee, because you don't have, there's really not one voice carrying or driving it, it's many voices. So as an artist, it's all about compromise and negotiation, which most of the time in the process, in the stuff that we've already done, is working. Other times it can be a bit challenging. We're talking about taking, you know, culture and law and sacred knowledge and putting it on a white fella stage, which is a very different thing to do. And there has to be a lot of trust in doing that and understanding what I'm talking about. Like when I say, oh, you know, and I want lights here and we've got sound effects here, and they're starting to process it, and even bringing a puppet in. They're slowly but surely understanding what that process is. The younger kids get it a lot easier, but it's not them I have to convince, it's the old people.
Well, how are you going to do that with the fellas?
We have to get them off.
Yeah, but
Everyone has to be off. The only thing that should be on stage is Elmer in the rain. And then the serpent comes.
so they can't be. Do you need 5 legs of that rain to get them off?
No.
You do, Lawrence, to get them off. They're doing 4 at the moment. To get them off, you need that one more stretch.
That's the last part of that.
Because we can finish that song with Elmer on and we just have big lightning, big thunder.
That's it then. Well, we got to do one more stretch of that rain because they're all off.
So the girls go off and then the fellas have to
Come
go
in as
back,
that rainbow, traveling.
pick up that.
We had a meeting with the elders, the board meeting and all that, and they wanted to go into contemporary, try theatre work to bring the kids back to their culture, like I said before. And Jacob was one of the applicants that put their name down for this job. And he's all the way from Melbourne.
We need to sculpt it. Because humpy, you've got cross-stitching, you've got all kinds of things happening in that humpy.
Yeah, you got your forks, the forks is the root, and
Yep.
the leaf used to be roof. Humpy. So if they,
Okay, another one.
I'm very proud of these kids, you know. When they come up, like I was expecting, or not me, there's a few people in the community that was expecting these kids to drop out at the end of the first week. But it just keeps building back up. We started with 15, I think, and the next day it went up to 20. And today there was 24 or 25 of them. So it's a thing about keeping our culture in our community, you know.
You have to, because there's audience there, there's audience there.
That's the humpy. And they go into that suffering dance, rainbow suffering.
No, not suffering. She hasn't burned him yet. She hasn't burned him yet. He only goes into suffering when he's on fire, yes? Yeah. We're following the story step by step.
When you're dancing, well, the stories, it's come from the land, all the dance, that's where you get it from the land, where the song comes from, and the dream of the dance, that's where you get all the energy from the Mother Earth. It makes you more strong and make you prouder, and it makes the people happy and they feel good inside of them too.
The story is always followed on by the dance. And that's how our people are used. From them stories, it goes into dance and song. That feeling is inside my heart. That's where it stays, in my heart. And the hair that stands up on my body, you know, when I hear them old fellas sing and I see them children dancing real hard, I know they're dancing in here. And that's when I get them goosebumps. When we dance good, that's the time of the dust. When we make that dust get up and fly, that's the time we know we're dancing good. We're picking up that dust. When you see big mob dust, you know that you're making your people proud. Especially that songman. Yeah. When I'm on Lamarck country, I do feel that connections, that my ancestors, they're listening to me. I can also hear my ancestors. You know, you lay there quiet at night and You can hear them clapstick and boomerang and singing going on and the stamping on that earth. You can hear it. Yeah. I want to pass my knowledge down to my younger generations, you know, because I want them, when they're my age and that, to pass it on to their children and so forth, you know, down the track, keep passing it on. And I hope I am doing that now with these kids and of my own 2 kids. That's what I want to do. I don't want to lose my culture. Tomorrow is our big opening night. The first live show of what they've been doing for the past 5 weeks, I think. But they only had 4 weeks to put it together. So tomorrow is the test. But knowing my kids, they pull anything out of the bag. And at the end of it, why were we so stressed? Because I know these kids and they always do the best job. So dancing on Mornington Island has been going on for thousands of years, and the connection with these kids being here is to keep that our dancing, our cultural thing, keep it going. And if we have to do contemporary, so be it. But we have to keep our culture alive and strong. Well, when I was a little girl, it was just kids weren't allowed to be involved. Their place was to sit, watch and learn. One night I was about 6, 7 years old. I remember this night very clearly because my old sister came up to me and gave me my first jayad and asked me if I wanted to dance with them. And I just jumped up and said yes. I was one of those kids that went away from my culture. When I was a teenager, I turned to alcohol, drugs, normal teenagers do. By the time, at the age of 24, 25, I came back to my culture. And I regret not listening to my elders from when I was in my teens, because all the things they were teaching me, it just didn't click, because my mind was elsewhere, thinking about all this deadly white man stuff. Yeah, and now I'm continuing the thing because I never got that chance because I was just a little runaway teenager, and I'm trying to get it through to them that I regret every minute of it by turning my backs on my elders. And hopefully one day they will see it.
Well, it's been very stressful for these young fellas because they're long way from home, and some of these fellas never been on actually a real tour before. So this is the first time for them away from home for 3 weeks on a real tour, and time for these fellas to like really organize themselves and be more responsible for their performance and the rest of the team. The dancing from Mornington Island has been there for thousands of years. But, it's been there for a very long time. It handed down from father to son, grandmother to granddaughter, mother and daughter. It's been handed down generation to generation. And it's very important that these young youth behind us keep on still carrying on the tradition of our Lardal people dance. This is very important to these fellas too, because it also makes them more confident to learn, and when they grow older, they gotta teach it as well. Teach the dance, the songs, the language. With that determination, we keep on hanging on to our dance. It's true dance, and when we rehearse our dance, it's also telling the story of each dance and handing it down to the next generation. Because when we dance, We dance and we tell a story in our dance, but we also explain it before we dance to the audience. It also do the same thing for us, for our young ones. We tell them the story of that dance and of that dance. Every dance, the songs and dance have every meaning of what that dance about, because these dance and songs come from the dream when old fellas go out bush camping with their families in a strange area on the land. The dream come to them in the song and dance come to them in their dream. When they dream the song, they get together the next day and make up this dance, the action of the dance, of that song that they really dream about.
And like I've always wanted to be like Lawrence and Frank, and like now I'm like one of them, you know, like lead dancer. But yeah, I'm also the next songman for back home. Like that's what makes me most like proud, like of myself. Like 'cause I'm the next generation songman, and like I'm the youngest they got back home today. I mean, growing up doing it like all my life, like that's why I find it like it sort of look hard and feel hard, but like cause you've been doing it all your life, you know, cause I've been doing it all my life, like dancing. And I always had that song, you know, listening to that song, and I've always been singing it, like. But then, yeah, as I got older, I went out bush, yeah, with all the old songmans and that, and yeah, we used to go have songman camps and just sit around and like we used to sing them songs, and then like the old fellas would correct our language, and some people are like young fella these days, like growing up, like some wanna be doctors, lawyers, you know, like policemen, footy players, whatever, like or not. But yeah, like I've always wanted to be a dancer, and like today, like dancing, like it's just a part of my life, you know, just a part of who I am. Like it showed my identity. Like that's why I've always wanted to become a dancer. And songman was sort of like I never even expected to become a songman, but yeah, now like because I'm the next generation songman, like I got a big job, but like yeah, that's why like everyone wanna be something, but yeah, like I reckon being a songman, like to pass on the culture to our next generation, I reckon that's pretty deadly, I reckon. But yeah, and then like, yeah, like I look at like some indigenous people today, like you know, culture, like it's sort of, I feel like sorry for them, you know, like like that make me just feel sad just by looking at them, you know, like, cause they look lost, like they don't know who they are, you know, they lost their culture, they lost their identity. That's why like culture has always been a part of me. Like that's why, like I don't ever want to lose my culture. Like I don't want to die. Like, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, and I love doing it. I'll do this for the rest of my life. You know.
What I would like to see in the future, at the end of this process, is that there is a production that has the full support of its community, that is theatrically, creatively, artistically excellent, and honours the culture and the people of Mornington Island, and that this young generation have a chance to start a career in something, that this piece is good enough to tour internationally for the next 10, 15 years, that these kids then have a career, and through this, that they return to culture. Because that's the whole point. That's what we've been having to do for the last 20 years in all these projects out in remote and regional, because our kids are walking away. We've got MTV, we've got iPods, we've got all kinds of things, that are a bit of a distraction. So we have to find ways to bring them back. And if we can get them into culture through whichever means and give them a wage, a lifestyle, dreams, hopes, goals, and that they can see that they can actually make a living through this, that hopefully there's that thought that, and I got there because I was true to my culture. And then they have to go back and look at it properly, at the old ways.
When you feel that spirit in you, you feel that spirit sort of go into them too, make them, lift them up, you know, and make you feel good in your body, make you strong. All people said to me before, they said, if you don't follow the story, the culture, you won't have your dance.